body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and just got out of the shower and ready to bring you Westworld. So this is our Warner Brothers theme week. This is just a standard, it's not Warner Archive or anything like that. So this is the not only written but actually directed by Michael Crichton movie from 1973. We have Yul Brynner, James Brolin and Richard Benjamin. So these are our main. Richard Benjamin is Peter, James Brolin is John, and Yul Brynner is our gunslinger. So Westworld, we have this elite theme park for adults, adult theme park, where we have three worlds within here. We have Western world, Roman world, and medieval world. And basically you have the higher end of society, more expendable cash. They're allowed to go to this very exclusive park and basically indulge themselves in their own adventures, basically. Where they say if you're a medieval world, you can fight the knights, you put the women, do whatever. Well, you can do that in all of these like three worlds. It's like you can do whatever you want. There are these robots. So all the workers are actually, well, everyone you see in the park are all androids, basically. Lifelike androids that can do anything that you want. And then you have all these background technicians working. They're like underneath the world and they're constantly like repairing and working on all these androids. So we follow Peter and John, like I said. This is Peter's first time. He's a little bit nervous, but John has been before. James Brolin is all cool and chill, and he's like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. You're going to get laid, you're going to kill, it's going to be fantastic. And Peter's like, I'm not sure about this. How realistic can it be? But anyway, like I said, they're in Westworld. So they're all set up, they get their clothes and everything, and they're kind of having a talk through bits and pieces. So basically, there's real bullets in this, but the androids, they can only shoot things which don't have a heat signature. So basically, no, sorry, the guns. Yeah, sorry, yeah. The androids can only shoot things with a heat signature. So the everyone else at the park, they can shoot away, for example, in this Western world. Thinking about that, they can probably shoot each other. But anyway, we'll ignore that. So there's the famous gunslinger. And so John has been talking about this, and he comes into the bar, into this like brothel, and he's like, Peter, go on, have a fight with him. So he goes outside, pulls that like they're gonna have the quick draw, and he shoots him, and he feels like all great sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of how that's going. And then he introduces him to the nightlife side of things, and he's suggesting you should go and check it out. John is suggesting Peter can go check this out. So that's all going. And in the meantime, like in a couple of the other parks, there's a couple of issues going on. I think there's one of the droids refuses to sleep or something. I think it's Roman world or medieval world, or maybe medieval world actually. I think it is something like that. And they're not meant to do anything like that. And there's a few issues. It's kind of quite interesting from Michael Crichton. Is like how the script is going, and they're saying that there's basically a virus that's spreading, which is quite cool for back then in the early 70s. But obviously the head of the parks and they're all arrogant. They're like, these are supercomputers. There's no virus spreading through these. That's not true. That's not real. We know how that goes. Anyway, like the next day, we kind of like with John and with Peter, and then the gunslinger obviously comes back. We see him being repaired, to take the face off and all stuff like that. And it was pretty cool, like how it all looks back then for the early 70s. And yeah, so then it's John's turn. He kills the gunslinger, but he gets caught by the sheriff and has to go to jail. Peter breaks him out, kind of, they go off on a bit of an adventure. Like, it's pretty cool. But then I think it's like John gets bitten by this rattlesnake, and Peter's like, what's going on? And it's like, John's like, this shouldn't happen. It's not a real snake, it's a robot, and this is not meant to happen. Anyway, they're back, enjoy some more brothel fun. And the next day, the gunslinger comes back. John's all hungover, he's like not really in the mood. And then he gets shot, and it's like, what? And the gunslinger kills John. Poor old James Brolin. And so then we're left, Richard Benjamin, Peter, does a runner, of course. And it's kind of, I think It Follows. It's just this walking thing which just follows him. He's following him everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's pretty intense. He comes across, like, he's trying to escape, and he comes across this like worker who's freaked out. He's in this buggy. He's trying to kind of escape. It's like the park's gone nuts because they shut the park down. They shut all the power down, but all the droids, all the robots, everything is going off on its own through like backup and like generator energy that they have, like, well, their batteries. So it's all nuts. So it's like it's all going crazy in here. So he's trying to escape, and he gets killed by the gunslinger. So I think it's his Roman world he gets to, Peter, and there's just bodies everywhere. It's like, the fuck, like, it's a slaughter. All the guests are dead, but he finds a manhole and he goes down, and he actually finds a control room, and everyone's kind of they're all dead because everything shut down when they shut it off, and it wouldn't start back up. So the air conditioning, they got locked in, and basically they're suffocated in there, so everyone's dead. The thing with the gunslinger's come in, and he has this very distinctive, like, he has the stirrups, and on the boots you can hear him clicking when he's walking, so you can hear him coming. It's awesome how that is. It's like really cool. So he kind of hides with all the other droids, like in the maintenance room. So he comes in, he's like looking around, Yul Brynner's looking for him, and he throws Peter throws acid on his face, and it's all fucked, but he's still going. Like, he escapes, like Peter escapes. He's like goes up the top again, and it's in medieval world now, and he's still being chased by our gunslinger, but his vision's all knackered up, so he's using infrared. And basically Peter kind of realizes that he can't see him. It's like gunslinger's like looking around, there's a menacing look in his face, which Yul Brynner is kind of quite intense how he looks, and he's looking around and he's looking really close, and Peter realizes that he stood under this open fire torch, so it's all flames, and he realizes that he can't see him. So it's like interesting. He sets him alight with this thing. It's like pretty crazy. I think it's just before that, actually, he hears this woman, she's all tied up, and he's like, oh, shit, he's going to try and help her, stuff like that. But it's actually a robot. This is like a really cool little thing that they throw in there, because it's like, Christ, obviously everyone looks real, and he's like, this robot is still playing its part, sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like, he's still being chased, but like, he gets burnt. It basically just fries and burns, well, burns to death. It like just fries all the circuits and finishes him, and kind of it finishes off. And I had to write it down here. It's like the slogan, I think, pops up at the end of something. It says, "Boy, have we got a vacation for you." And it's like, yeah, you do. Such a great movie. I mean, of course, there's the TV series. I haven't watched one single minute of that, and I should probably check that out. How many series? 4 series or stuff like that. I don't even know if it's still ongoing, it's still live, or if they canned and dropped it. I have no idea. The only kind of follow up to this I watched, I can't remember, Future World. That's it, Future World. Made a few years after, 77 maybe, or something like that. Not as good as this one, but it was still entertaining, Future World. But this is like a standout movie. I really, really, really enjoy this one. It's so well written, really good characters, really good characters. I mean, Richard Benjamin and James Brolin are great, and Yul Brynner is so menacing in this. It's like, it's just such a really well put together movie, and quite ahead of its time, I think, actually. You know, not even just the phrases, but like just the whole idea of this. Crichton, he's a fantastic novelist, and just had some fun. I mean, Jurassic Park is another one. Throw that out at you. Yeah, there's many stories that he's written that like people might be surprised, and the fact that he actually directed this one, testament to the awesomeness of Michael Crichton. But anyway, that's the end of the review. Hope you enjoyed this. I think most of you have seen this. If you haven't, highly recommend this movie. Thanks very much. Good night.